Now, would you like to talk about goals or embarrassment?
Or Spuds.
Let's talk about some embarrassment. That's just
The embarrassment that
poke
is
fun
Spuds.
at Tottenham
I mean,
Hotspur.
embarrassment that is English teams in the round of 16 so far, other than City.
City's going through.
Oh, you never
We're,
know.
Yeah.
we're not talking about that right now, though. But
You don't know.
First of all, we never know because we all thought Liverpool was still going to go through, and they didn't. So
Well,
relax.
no, there's some concern.
I don't
I
know.
think City's actually winning right
We
now.
also thought that PSG was going to lose, get knocked out, but clearly not.
And
So
according to Liam's Instagram poll he put for the 90th minute account, he accidentally made a quiz where your choice, there's a good chance your choice of who's
Here's the
going
thing.
through was the wrong answer.
Here's the thing I learned. You can't not have a correct answer. On those quizzes, you have to have an answer that is the correct answer. So that quiz doesn't really work that well.
Who did you put as the correct answer?
Today, I chose, I think, Liverpool, Dortmund.
You chose yesterday.
But what was the choice
You
yesterday?
chose Valencia and Spurs.
I just typed in. I was like, whatever, that works. I don't know, man.
Those are
Instagram.
definitely the teams not
Instagram
going
hit
through.
us up.
So let's talk about Leipzig versus Tottenham.
Yeah.
Tottenham had to overcome a 1-0 loss at their home stadium.
It ended 1-0 in the first leg in London, but it did not deserve to be 1-0. That game could have been 3-4-0 for Leipzig. They were dominant.
Yeah.
Spurs were played off the park, basically. It was a one-team performance.
And what happened in this game?
They got played off the park again, and
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho is upset.
I would be too if I was the manager. I'm like, where was
If
the
I was a
effort?
manager of
Where
this
was-
tire fire, I
I mean,
might just
in
walk
a sense,
out.
you gotta like feel bad for Spurs because they've also had some key injuries. A lot
Yeah,
of their top
definitely.
players are out,
That
but
that is what Mourinho put blame on, was how can you expect to win when you got 5 of your best players out injured?
but most of those players are forwards, right?
I agree with him that
Where was the defense?
well,
They had Sanchez out.
Yeah.
They had Sissoko out. It's key players.
I
honestly.
agree. The injuries are huge for Spurs. I mean, you lose your two biggest goal threats in Heung-min Son and Harry Kane. That's going to be difficult. But I don't think the backups and the players who filled in for them, I don't think they're anywhere near good enough.
I mean, you knew it was bad when Mourinho subbed on a guy named Malachi Walcott.
I was looking for Troy Parrott, actually. I wanted him to come on.
Apparently, they don't want to play him because he's like associated with people that are part of Irish gangs.
That's fantastic. I actually love the guy even more.
Like,
I'm going to do my research on Troy Parrott.
Because there's pictures of him on the internet with people that are part of some Irish gangs, and
I wonder if he was in the movie The Irishman.
I mean, I don't think is that what the movie's about.
No, no.
It's-
All right,
I haven't
just
seen it.
ignore loss.
Continue.
But yeah, throughout this match, early on Leipzig were definitely causing a lot of pressure and create the better chances because Sabitzer scored 2 goals.
He played really well.
He was
like-
fantastic.
Lloris,
All of
I think
Leipzig was,
Sabitzer is
yeah.
honestly he's an underrated midfielder.
Yeah, Lloris had
Lloris
wrists of,
probably should have had that first one.
wrists of butter. That's my new favorite catchphrase because that happens every week now.
What is it?
Wrists of butter.
Is that what you call him now?
No, just
what
goalkeepers
he
who
did.
make blunders
Oh,
because they make the save and just it goes in off them.
Weak wrists.
yeah.
We Chris.
Butter wrists.
Yeah.
He should have saved it, honestly.
I kind of.
I've never rated Lloris as a top goalkeeper, and this proves
What?
why. I never have.
I thought he's always been solid.
He's
been
solid,
I
but
always,
not
I,
elite.
I always feel like he's
Decent,
one of
but
the
not
better
as good as
players
everyone
on
says he
Spurs.
is.
I think he's a great goalkeeper,
Yeah.
but he just makes mistakes
I think
that cost.
I think
Maybe.
he's very blessed to have a World Cup in his trophy room.
No, he's a big part of it. He's the captain, for goodness sake.
I don't care.
Doesn't it
I
help
think
when you
he's
have, like,
very blessed to have that trophy.
Not even that. It kind of helps that he has a really good squad in front
That's
of
what
him.
I'm saying. His team in
Spurs-
front of him was damn good.
But Spurs in
Like-
general.
I mean, you can say his player
I mean,
Olivier
Come
Giroud
on,
has
man.
no goals in the World
show
Cup.
him
and
some
stuff.
respect. The man made the Champions League final last year.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
Do you want to get started with that Champions League final last year?
it wasn't.
The worst final in the history of the
I'm not
Champions
talking
League
about the final.
with a team that doesn't deserve to be there.
They got there, though.
If Ajax had gone to that final, I think you guys would have lost.
Excuse me. It's not okay. If we're talking about that final, it's not his fault that there was a penalty in the first
No,
2 minutes.
not at all. I'm not blaming him for the loss in the final. I'm just saying I don't rate him as high as the media does.
Well, the media also criticizes him a lot, too.
Okay,
Good.
we're talking about this match.
To be fair,
So let's go back to this
Right.
match.
To be
Keeps us on
fair,
the straight,
if I'm being
man.
honest, the media criticizes goalies like nothing. David De Gea has one bad game. Should they sell him? No.
Yes, bring in big old Tino Henderson.
No, let's not get into discussion. No, get out of here. You're a fool. Go back to Celtic
Sort of
Park.
pointing at me, but talking to you.
This is why he's usually hears yell at each other.
No, this is good.
a cross. I gotta lean back. There's a trophy in the bloody way.
What do you know of quality goalkeepers?
Got Fraser Forster
Okay. Where has he ended up?
back at Celtic.
Exactly. God.
What about Arthur Boric, the holy
Okay,
goalie?
we're not.
No, he's
Back
not.
to this match. Let's go.
Okay, so yeah,
professional
like we
Greg.
mentioned, Leipzig scored 2 goals. Sabitzer with a shot from outside the box, which we think Lloris should have done better, and then also the near post header, which you could say you could have done a bit better.
Yes.
But that one I'm more willing to accept because
Can I be honest? Spurs could have done a whole lot better in this whole tie.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
like whenever they got forward and needed
Yeah.
to make a good pass,
They just didn't create anything. It
just
no,
sounds
it was
like-
just bad.
Sounds like typical Spurs.
They were
Harry
absolutely. Spurs didn't even show up. Like they could have just stayed in London.
I'll
and
be
they
honest.
would have
Like,
put up
if
more
you
of a
think about it,
fight.
I really do think Harry Kane makes his team tick.
I don't know if he makes some.
No, but he's a good leader to have on the pitch.
I think
He's
yeah,
definitely
that's
a key
actually
player
fair.
in this. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess-
He's a danger man. You, as an opposition, you have to pay attention
Aside
to Harry
from-
Kane.
from Kane, who else is a leader on that team?
Lloris.
Lloris, yes, but
Sissoko.
Alderweireld,
I don't see
Vertonghen.
Eric Dyer
A
as a
little.
leader.
Eric Dyer is scary. I don't know
Yeah.
how that man starts. Like,
Maybe Tanganga in 5 years.
He's the
But
only.
not yet. Like it's just.
well, you'd say Vertonghen, Alderweireld, but
How about your homeboy Ndombele?
your homeboy.
Well, Jose apparently doesn't like the guy now.
and
your homeboy.
another thing that Jose did say
Bring him
is
to Liverpool.
another thing that Jose did say is he would every player on Leipzig's bench he would have it like starting for him.
I think this,
Well,
Haidara, yes. Poulsen, yes. Forsberg, sure. Tyler Adams, yes. Lookman, maybe. Danny Olmo, yes. Mavogo, no.
but this just says a lot about Spurs recruitment and their lack of spending in the past few transfer windows.
You wanna know a fun
This
fact?
team is decimated. A couple of key injuries, and they're
just-
nowhere near good enough.
ruined
You want to know a
right now.
fun fact though?
Yes.
Julian Nagelsmann, he was 16 years old when Mourinho won the Champions League. at
You
Porto.
want to hear something else very funny and interesting? The last time Tottenham won a trophy, RB Leipzig did not exist. Leipzig started in 2009. Spurs won in 2008.
Yeah.
Good job, Tottenham. You
Spurs.
won't win shit ever again.
Spurs lost to an energy drink.
So another fun fact about Nagelsmann, youngest coach in CL quarterfinal ever.
Is he like 32 or something?
Yeah, Fabian is a big fan of him. He loves him.
This
I-
is just
I- this
this is
guy's
the
huge.
roast of the Spurs.
Yeah.
Of
No,
Spurs.
but this is a very exciting manager. I think Nagelsmann is destined for the top of Europe. I honestly think.
Yeah.
He legit could be managing for the next 30 years.
But he's
So,
brilliant. He's just got a way of energy to him. And yes, you have to give credit to the players, but he creates the player
He
systems.
brings out that
brings them-
energy of those
I,
players.
honestly, Nagelsmann, his systems make a lot of his players look better than they actually are. Just look
Yeah.
at the
I
Hoffenheim
wonder
players
if
when they left Hoffenheim.
I wonder what Premier League clubs will be looking at him then.
Not,
Potentially.
I mean, in the future for sure, but currently he's working on this project at Leipzig and it's
Yeah,
working pretty well.
They're,
He's
they're in the
very close.
quarterfinals.
quarterfinals and very
Nagelsmann-
close to a
what they do.
Bundesliga title.
I know a lot of Germany fans don't like Leipzig because they don't really associate with the 50+1 rule.
That's why
as
it's a
much.
shame that they're through. It's a shame that they're through
Why is
because
it a
of
shame?
how dirty they are.
Let's talk about a bit of the scary moment though for Nordi Mukiele.
I didn't really
It
quite see
looked
it.
it
I
looked
didn't see
very odd that he just got kicked in the face with the ball, but supposedly he kind of passed out by it and he swallowed his tongue.
Oh.
So that's why it was such an immediate response by the medics and the trainers. They stretchered him off.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a weird moment because everyone's like, "Oh, he's just gonna get up." He just got kicked in the face.
Was there blood coming out of it?
No, there was
I thought I
nothing.
saw blood coming
It
out
was
of
just he got hit like the bottom of the chin with the ball, and it was like, okay, but no, it was a weird moment. Hopefully, he's all good.
Yeah.
Well,
But
we haven't heard anything bad in the news. So
let's talk about the goals. We haven't mentioned any of the goals yet.
Yeah, we have.
Have we?
Mentioned the
Really?
first two.
2 goals by what's his name?
Sabitzer.
Marcel
We
Sabitzer.
talked about this like.
I don't know.
minutes ago.
There was a lot going on in the past 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Who
we've
scored
been
the
roasting
third?
Spurs the entire
Who
Who
time.
scored the
Slow
third
today.
goal, Lucas?
Emil Forsberg.
I like that man. He came on within it was a couple minutes. He scored.
Yeah, he was
He
a
scored on his
one-season
first
wonder.
touch, I think.
Love that man. I like him. I've always rated Forsberg.
He is a one-hit wonder
Hey,
or one-season wonder.
he's not.
I mean,
That's
it's-
Ndombele for you.
when did he get 16 assists the second time?
Don't come at me with one-hit wonders. I'll just keep naming players you like. Nabil Fekir.
He's not a one-hit. Are you kidding me?
He was good for a couple years, and the injuries hurt him.
That's not a one-season wonder.
He's not.
He's
He's
just
not
go-
a one-season
Did you
wonder.
see his performance against Real Madrid? Are you kidding me?
No, I don't watch. I don't
no
watch
needs for
Fekir.
Fekir.
I'm sorry.
No needs for Kira.
I don't know how even Fekir gets into this conversation. He has no
Because
correlation.
he brought him up.
He's a good player, but his knees
Lucas,
are shot.
or Liam has to roast Lucas right now just because it's his like only chance.
Although I do feel like we can make a
my
starting
club,
11.
my club's hurt me. I need to hurt
I
someone
don't
else
roast
now.
you. It's always him who roasts you.
Yeah, because he's a prick.
Well,
I don't know
roast
what I did
everyone.
today.
Yeah, Waz just shoots like guns or VK. He just comes out firing like.
Even United when they're bad, he's just God. These guys are awful.
All right, but
But-
Spurs are out.
Yeah, Spurs.
Jose's
Alright.
crying.
did you think
The two finalists of
So
last season are
another
gone.
question: what happens to Jose after this? Anything? Do you think he'll stay at Spurs?
He to the end of the year, guaranteed. Yes. After that,
I don't. He's not getting sacked.
And right now,
It's whether he leaves.
I think the better question: who is the better manager, Ole or Mourinho?
Oh my god.
I would like to see what Jose can bring in terms of recruitment this summer to see who
if they
can
allow him
sign.
to have a full window. Yeah.
It also say a lot about if they can keep a hold of Harry Kane because there's talk about him wanting to leave now. So the next, I'm going to say 4 to 5 months, depending on what happens with domestic leagues in next years.
Next year.
Well, next year, let's say.
He'll stay until
It'll be a big summer for Tottenham and Jose Mourinho, 100%.
We'll see what happens. And what is your thought on Tanganga's hockey hit?
It was great. He absolutely leveled
I
a
do
man.
him.
Like,
He's a very talented.
Do you
player.
think he should have got? It should have been a penalty.
nah, it's okay.
eh.
I think it looks worse because both players were in the air and
Yeah,
I mean,
what's it?
it'd be 5 games
Upamecano wasn't
suspension in the
planted.
NHL.
anything's a 5-game suspension in the NHL nowadays. Soft league.
Buck over glass. Hey, ref, kiss my ass.
I do feel like what this proved to me is that Atalanta, without a doubt, a dark horse.
I thought you were going to say this proves that Ilicic is Ballon d'Or worthy.